And that's not that bad. That's pretty manageable. You know, by the time I played JP and English version of the game both, and by the time I stopped the JP version, I had like, I don't know, 30 fully upgraded EX weapons with 15 and 35 CP, you know, passives. Like, it's no problem. And a good example of how to do it bad was Elune. In Elune, you just had to straight up get a duplicate character, and the stat increases were substantial. So if you didn't get your duplicate of whatever hero, like super rare hero, you were just screwed. You just had a shitty hero, you know? And I hate that. I hate that, like, when a duplicate is necessary for meaningful power, and there's no system in place that lets you have like a generic material in order to like overcome that requirement. It's just such a scummy way to do it. Like, pay for, you know, plenty of people will still pay for the speed and convenience of just getting it faster rather than, you know, grinding it up. That's fine. Let them do that. You know, no gacha game with that mechanic has ever really suffered unless the game itself was bad. But to like basically say you need to pay in order to get your character like actual meaningful power, screw that, man. And then Epic 7 does it to where there's like a small bonus to having a duplicate, but not like in any way, shape, or form required. It's like a small little buff. Like, doesn't even matter. It's more like, oh, neat, you know. EX Plus is pretty simple. Hell, I learned it in Japanese. I was playing the Japanese version when EX Plus came out, and it was really simple to understand. Go farm the Mithril, upgrade your weapon. Done deal. It's very simple. Very, very simple. I thought anyway. And like I said, I did it in Japanese, and I only read and speak a small amount of Japanese. Oh, okay.
Everyone ready to play?
Come on, really?
That was good. But yeah, it's like, if a gacha game, like, gacha games are already predatory by nature, just because of the low rates and, you know, wanting to get your characters and everything. If they have even further methods, like duplicate requirements, I'm just done.
To
I'm over
funnel
it.
the other prisoners' malevolence to a Nominot, right?
There's an Earth Pulse point near a ball, right? Wouldn't it have been easier just to leave her there?
Lack of food, probably. I heard she devoured the entire village.
Could that rumor really be true?
Who can say? Let's ask Aizen's coin.
You know it doesn't work like that.
All right, let's think. Why else would Artorias move Velvet to the island? If she was the first Therian he captured...
He needed a guinea pig to test out what was written in the ancient book.
Precisely. He made a special cage for her in the island prison, where Earth Pulse Point and Malevolence met. Then he used Velvet to test how Therians work.
Huh. I could see him doing that.
But turning his own family into an experiment.
I'm just offering a theory. But a man willing to sacrifice his brother's life wouldn't likely show mercy to his sister either.
How could he be capable of such things?
Perhaps that's just how badly he wants to save this world. Or perhaps there's no other way it could be saved.
Huh?
My prediction is that, like, we're gonna get to the end of the game and like finally we'll get the plot like actually detailed to us, and it'll be something like really simple that he could have just told us like way long ago, instead of having this entire quest and adventure to attempt to stop him. That's my prediction. It's like forced silence, you know? It's like forcefully being kept from the player, and not in a natural and meaningful way. It's probably something, you know, simple. Yeah, this game takes place 1,000 years before Berseria, but as far as I know, it doesn't really have anything to do with it. Like, it's gonna be one of those things that if you explained it, it wouldn't even seem all that bad. But who knows? We'll see when we get there.
I'm ready for this.
Either that it's a reset the world plot where, you know, the world is full of sin and malevolence and we need to reset the world in order to make humanity good and stuff. Kind of thing. That's my other prediction. Or it could be a combination of both.
Is it hot or is it just me?
I think we're pretty close to like
I'll
the
cut
big
down anyone in my way.
the big plot reveal, though. I think we're really close. And in fact, I have a feeling that it might even be on this island, because like we have like what 6 out of the 7 Therions or something like that. There's not a whole lot left to do in our current main story arc, and this is the main like meat and potatoes of the story arc. You know, it's gather all the things, and then it'll come to a head. And then what will happen next is we'll have a we're gonna win situation, but of course we have to lose at that point, right? We have to lose hope, and then it'll be like
Always be on guard.
we lose hope, and then it'll feel like we're defeated. But then, you know, after we finally pick ourselves back up, we'll have a aha. But if we have this mysterious thing, this super weapon, this whatever, then we can win still. And then we'll do another dungeon or two to get the thing that's really important to win, and then it'll be final dungeon, which is very, very standard. But that's my prediction, because this game has been pretty generic as a whole in terms of story design. So I don't expect it to really deviate from that. I'm so sick of FF13's hope. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, they tend to kind of go overboard with the whole lose the hope kind of scenario, which is very standard. Like FF13, speaking. Dude, Chrono Crash, I wish that this like game wasn't so in the same vein as that alert. Because you couldn't even hear it, man. This game's entire battle is basically that alert.
Stop fooling around.
So it kind of makes it hilarious how the game's combat is so obnoxious that the alert that's designed to be obnoxious was indistinguishable from the normal combat. Thank you for the 1,313 bits, man. Thank you. I think this is one of those like special monsters. Got him.
Whew. I thought we were done for.
Yeah, it's a special monster, 0 XP, 0 gold. So okay, very standard JRPG plot is you go on a quest, you get the powerful things or uncover the plot, whatever. In this case, we're getting the Therions. We're collecting all the Therions. Very standard, you know. There's and then usually what happens is you come face to face with the bad guy, you know. But then like your whole this whole buildup gets taken away, like all the things that you did that were meant for nothing because they actually had this power, or you fell into their plan, like it was their intent for you to collect these things so they can unlock the thing to get the power or whatever. So you lose hope, right? You fall hard and you feel like there's no winning. And then they'll be like, oh wait, but there's this super secret special power that you can get that'll help you win. So we need to go on this final quest to get the actual secret power to beat the boss. And then you go into another dungeon or two, get the secret power, whether it's a weapon or an ability or whatever. And then you go and beat the boss. That's kind of standard. And Tales games pretty much have done that exclusively. As in, like, that's the only story that they ever tell. Not only Tales games do that,
Come on,
basically.
really?
That's what I mean to say about that. But anyway, that's my prediction, is that we're going to get our Therions. Something's going to happen that's going to make it feel like that was all for naught, or it was right with what he wanted anyway. And then...
Velvet said a ball was wiped off the map.
And then we'll have
but
to do
it
another
sounds like
thing.
someone's been coming from there with things to sell. Do you think a new group of
The
settlers
Chosen
moved in?
One, yeah, also very
Apparently
common.
that merchant Nico is someone Velvet knows.
She said something about Artorias having.
I wanted to
saved
talk
the
about other
village.
games that do it
Do you think it
that
had
you don't even
something to do
notice
with
that they're
the
doing it
Earth
that are
Pulse
really
point?
nice.
I can't say. We've heard too many conflicting things.
This feels wrong to me. Really, really wrong.
We won't find the truth by wandering blindly in the dark. The path forward is our only way.
Right. It's not like we can turn back.
But Miss Mogulu, what if there's darkness ahead too?
Then we'll take a nice nap together. Forever, probably.
Oh.
Yeah, even outside RPGs you have it. So what's funny is both Final Fantasy X and just thinking off the top of my head, and it's going to be slightly spoilery, so whatever, deal with it. Final Fantasy X and 13, just off the top of my head, both of those do it. Actually, FF6 does it in a much more grand scale, but FF10, the way they do it in FF10, you're thinking there's no point where you just like feel like you've lost. See, the thing is, with FF10 they do it really nicely. It's when you defeat Unalesca, but that's like a hype moment. It's not like a, oh no, I've fallen into their trap or whatever. It's like this hype, like, no, we will overcome it our own way. This isn't how it's supposed to be. You know, it's so much more unique and special in FF10. It's one of the best methods of doing the whole, you know, we've come to a head, but this isn't the way we're going to actually win kind of storytelling. It's really, really well done in FF10. FF13, it's slightly more generic, but also really well done. It's when you fight Bart 2, and he unveils the plan that, you know, this was all part of it kind of thing. But it's kind of a similar sort of way of like FF10, where it's like, this is the way we're going to do it, and nothing you say is going to stop us. We'll find our own way, but still kind of like the enemy's plan or whatever. But yeah, it's really well told in those games and a lot of other games. And Tales games have never really stood out in terms of story. Not even Destiny was really all that super great on it. But oh wow, we already maxed these out. Nice. sucks so bad, but I'm just gonna learn it, whatever. I haven't really had a whole lot of struggle with combat, so I'm just gonna do it. But yeah, there's good ways of doing that kind of thing, and then there's bad ways of doing it. What's up, Wells? There's the generic way, which is, you know, typically what you're gonna get in this kind of fare, which is fine. You know, story is clearly not the strong point for this game. And then there's, like, more... Final Fantasy games have always kind of excelled in storytelling. They've always been much more outside the cliche trope or standard in storytelling. They always try to do something more profound, and I always appreciate it. That's one of the reasons why I always prefer Final Fantasy games, though. Oh man, I was trying to get a powerful enemy. Hey, what's up, Kala guys? Viral ham!
Resist my spear!
Rion, thanks for the host, dude. What's going on?
I'm ready for this.
Kaboom! Devour! Dude, these battles in general are just very obnoxiously loud. I mean, it's not that bad. It's just it's again.
You're not hurt, are you? No.
Listen,
I'm fine.
listen. Let's be honest with ourselves, okay? I keep saying the same things like it's your typical anime fare or whatever like that. Let's be honest with ourselves. That's the standard. Play any kind of anime, action, semi-action, RPG, it's all the same. It's all shouting their abilities, just like Dragon Ball Z or something. Like, you need to shout your ability name. Like, who the hell does that, man? Like, you don't see Bruce Willis in Die Hard going, action shot, you know, cross shot, attack, kick, you know? It's just, because that's stupid. It's for kids, you know? It's for kids, and that's fine. That's fine, but don't freaking try to turn it into something that it's not by attaching some profound meaning to a game with a story that's meant for kids. Literally meant for kids. It's okay. It's fine. It's cool, you know? Like, I'm an adult. I'm 37. I like stuff for kids all the time because it's fun, you know? But don't try to make it into something that it's not, you know? Giga Drill Breaker! Exactly. Yeah, right. Can you imagine freaking Sylvester Stallone and Rocky going, hot jab, special jab, uppercut attack? You know, it's just, come on. It's kid stuff, and it's fine. That's cool, whatever. But it's not realistic. It's not like profound. It's not compelling. It's kid stuff, which is fine.
I'll cut down anyone in my way.
It's just standard anime stuff where they shout their special moves to look cool and stuff, assuming that's what we're talking about. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's just typical anime stuff, which is made for kids. You know, it's fine. Totally fine. But there's a lot of like elitist weebs out there that try to turn generic anime stuff into something more meaningful and profound, and oh, this game has such a good story just because there's a lot of dialogue in it. A lot of dialogue does not mean it's a good story, you know? Quite the opposite, in fact. Like, just because there's a lot of like generic town dialogue that's quote world building, that doesn't mean they're doing a good job of building the world, you know? It's just, stop trying to turn it into something more. Just accept the fact that it's generic kid stuff, and you'll enjoy it more. Oh, I agree, Roseguard. Some of the best stories have no dialogue at all. Yeah. And I'm gonna talk about silent films or something like that. Just, yeah, Wall-E, right? Wall-E is fantastic and emotional and deep, and it's made for kids, but there's almost no dialogue whatsoever. There's so little actual spoken dialogue other than just noises, you know? And prime example, you know? Made for kids, still deep, still compelling, still emotional. You know why? Visual storytelling, facial expression, emotion, good animation, you know, showing things visually that people react to, like a facial expression. Even on a robot, they were able to do it, you know? And I think that's really a good lesson on how to properly tell a story, even for kids, you know? Let's save it first. I don't know if there's going to be something in that little cubby there. Sure, yeah, I enjoy a lot of good dialogue too. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do our best.
I like some good world building and everything like that as well, but this is super, super generic. Like, it's forced exposition in this game. And what I mean by forced exposition is like, there's a very unnaturally spoken sentence where it's like, they have to go into full detail and explanation of what they're talking about, where no one would actually say that. Like, I don't talk to my best friends, you know, and go, wow, this situation that is going exactly like this and this, that, or the other that's super relevant to the current plot and political climate sure is interesting. You know, I'll just be like, how about that one thing, you know? How about that one thing? Pretty crazy, huh? What do you think about it, you know? And because the thing is, there are certain things that are like already known to one another, right? Like, I don't need to detail who I am and what I'm doing and everything every time I speak. If someone new comes into the channel, I don't go, oh, hey, how are you doing? Welcome to this channel where this is Background Guy 02 streaming this game very much right now, doing this exact thing, and here's my entire life history. I just go, hey, what's up? Because it's assumed that certain things are already known to the world, and you need to take that perspective when you want to write a good story. You need to take the perspective of certain things are already known by those people, and they don't need to go into further immaculate detail just for forced exposition to the player. But that's forced exposition, is unnatural spoken dialogue that is unnecessary. If there are ways to do it that is more natural to the player. Visual storytelling is one. Show me things. Show expression. Show a world. Show me something in the town that like suggests something more meaningful, you know? Thank you, Play Dancing, for the 100 bits, by the way. Thank you, dude.
in my way.
Yeah, how about that thing? Indeed, Solo Man. Oh, indeed, Solo Man streamer on Twitch.tv. Unnatural conversations like advertising? Kinda. Sometimes, yeah. Have I played Epistory? Nope, never heard of it, actually. Well, soon, playing Aztec soon.
That voice.
We'll definitely, I think for sure we will absolutely play Breath of Fire next week. If we don't beat this tonight, I think we'll at least beat it next week.
Nico!
What's going on? How can Nico be here?
Well, you never actually killed her.
Spiritualise! You wronged me! Here's your justice! Fighting order! Cleansing land! Ha! Wall down! Wall down! Here! Devour! Wall down! Strike! Burning mound! Gaze apart my firing ears! Here! Ha! Cleansing land! Wall down! Finish! Strike! Crimson Wall! Cleansing! Here! Power! Wall down!
Ooh. Enemy guard rate minus 75%. That's good because he's been guarding like a jerk this whole time. Well, I like Lost Odyssey. Yeah, it's pretty good. Lost Odyssey has a lot of really good dialogue in it, actually. Like that one like ladies man guy, really well written character. One of the more well written characters and naturally acted characters in RPGs. Although I'm not a fan of all the story in the game, but the game's writing and acting is quite good. Except for the freaking, I don't like the story thingies where it's just a bunch of wall of text stuff. I didn't like those. I'm holding block.
Now, rise, arise, ascending, angel! Breaking, I'll hold you! Roll down, dark pain, roll down, fix that, dark pain, roll down, breaking, strike, radiant slash, healing power, roll down, finish, strike, roll down, roll down, fire mine, roll down, letting out,
Ah, this guy's annoying.
roll down, fix that, cleansing land, roll down, holy fire, right, hit through, wall, dark and light, dark and white,
There we go. He just had a really high guard rate. Wow, 11,000 XP. Damn, that's a lot. That's good.
I can't believe it. Is it really you? Velvet? What is this? How are you alive?
I could ask you the same question. Where have you been this whole time? You just up and disappeared. Everyone thinks that you were eaten by a demon.
Sardines!
Eaten by sardines!
But I
Like you played
knew
Isaac for the 100
it
bits.
couldn't be true. You're too strong to let some crummy demon take you down.
Yeah, exactly, Jarek, yeah. It was kind of a lower budget, so they couldn't really do much